Norm Norlander here. I'd like to show you how we do a dubbing brush version of the Egg Sucking Leech. This is a must-have pattern, especially if you're fishing Alaska or northern Canada. It works on just about everything. First, let's create the egg part. I'm going to use a heavy wire nickel-plated hook. It has a silver bead on it. We're going to place this in our Nor-Vise, just like we're going to tie a fly. Next, I have some egg-colored hot melt glue, and we're going to take and put a little bit of molten glue right over that bead, like so. You can see we do this while we're turning the hook. It's very much like blowing glass. It forms just a perfect sphere. Okay, now you can sit there and twirl that thing and eventually it'll solidify. There's a couple ways you can do this. First, we can take it out like so, and we can set that on a drying wheel. And in a few minutes, that'll be solidified. Works pretty good. Or we can take that off and we can dunk it into an ice-cold beverage like this. By immersing this molten glue in the ice-cold beverage, that'll almost instantly freeze it. You notice when you look at it, you have this beautiful glow that comes through there. Also, the silver bead will impart some sort of jigging action to the fly, which helps. It's also been my experience that if that beverage came from Scotland or perhaps Kentucky, that seems to help too. Next, we'll make the dubbing brush. Here we're going to be using just some rabbit fur. However, other soft furs such as Arctic fox or mink, muskrat, they'll all work pretty good. In a pinch, you can even borrow the neighbor's cat. Okay, we're going to first put our soft copper wire through the eye of the hook like this. Pull out about a foot, twist it together, and we'll separate the tag end from the bobbin end. Hang the bobbin end over the dubbing brush table like so. Next, we're going to take a couple clumps of rabbit fur, and you want to cut these off the hide, like I'm doing here. Lay just the butt ends across that wire, the one that's on the table. Probably about 3 clumps will work out just about right for this fly. Here's 2, maybe 1 more. Okay. Now I use my scissor points as a bodkin and just kind of spread that out just a little bit like so. Next, we pull that second wire, that's the tag end, over the one on the bottom. That forms our dubbing loop. Pull these together, slide the dubbing brush table out of the way, give your Nor-Vise a spin, and you've created a dubbing brush. You can break that off and put it together with all those eggs that we just made, and we'll be ready to tie a fly. Now let's actually tie the fly. First, we're going to take one of our egged hooks as a puller, place it in your Nor-Vise like so. I'm going to dress the hook. In other words, put a layer of thread from one end to the other. You can just give the vise a spin like so. Run that thread all the way down to the point. Next, we're going to place a little rabbit strip. This is just a little bunny strip of rabbit fur. You could use marabou if you like. We'll tie that on like so. You see how easy that goes on there. And then we're going to take one of our dubbing brushes that we just made. Tie in your dubbing brush like this. Run your thread forward. Secure it with a half hitch. Very simple now. Hang on to the tag end of the brush. Give the Nor-Vise a turn like so. And that's all there is to it. Come in back of the brush, in front of the brush, back. Clip that off. Take a couple laps around like so. Half hitch. Whip finish. That's all there is to it. What we've created here is a dubbing brush version of the Egg Sucking Leech. In Alaska, this is often referred to as the lawyer.